Hello and welcome to the final episode of Australian Adventure. Yesterday you might have seen the final tour episode, but today we have an animal showcase, and once again we've had technical difficulties and my friend wasn't able to join the world. But in no particular order, let's just have a quick look at each animal. So here we have the wombat. Those are babies. This one here is the adult. Quite a cute little thing. See, it sits down. And yeah, that's the wombat. Now we have the wolf spider. Grey spider. This is the only spider which won't attack a player in this world. Wolf spiders are in most countries, not just Australia. And they're not the most dangerous, generally. There's different types of them. The white-tailed spider will attack players. This is dangerous. Now the cassowary, arguably one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous animal in this add-on. It will defend itself heavily, but is a lot rarer and you can see it coming. So it gives you time to run away, but it will pack quite a punch. The banjo frog. See it hopping along there. It doesn't really do much, but it provides food for the tiger quoll, which we'll see later. They eat frogs, and that's the reason they're endangered, because of the cane toad, the toxic cane toad that was introduced to Australia by humans, sadly. Termite. Small yellow thing. It's like an ant, just not an ant. There we are. Don't know what's eating them. Spiders maybe. The wolf spiders are going after them. The laughing kookaburra, however you pronounce it. There we are. This is one of the two kookaburras in this add-on. The other one being the blue-winged kookaburra, which we will see later. The budgerigar. Budgie. And I must just add, all these birds are tameable. So you can tame all of them just like a Minecraft parrot. They can sit on your shoulder. Now the bat. This is a Minecraft animal obviously, but it's slightly retextured. Just the eyes, if I can see. There we are. Did you catch a glimpse of that? Orange eyes. It is the flying fox, basically. Now I was going to rename them, but I just left the modified creatures so you know what they replace in Minecraft. So these are the flying foxes. Now we'll just get rid of these. Get rid of that. The pufferfish is another. Now I'll just do these three. Squid, obviously there's no water, but there we are. It's a more realistic kind of squid, slightly retextured the eyes and that. A pinkish colour. Salmon has changed to blue like a mackerel, and cod hasn't changed a massive amount, but it's just kind of a generic fish. Now we'll get rid of these and we've evened it out. There's 50 animals if you count the modified ones, over 50. The echidna. The babies are grey, the adults are brown, and this eats ants and termites. It's known as the spiny anteater. So if we put an ant, which is the next creature, there we are. Very similar to the termite, and the echidnas love them. Now dingo, a close relative of the wolf. It hunts kangaroos, which we might see if we're lucky. Here's some kangaroos. We'll get to their spawn egg later. But are the dingo? There we are, pack hunting. They gather up and they go after it, but the kangaroo is fast, so we'll leave them to hunt. Now the saltwater crocodile, that's a young one, there's the adult. It opens its mouth to bask. So this is dangerous. It lives in coastal swamps and the shallow seas. And this is, as well as the cassowary, it's one of the most dangerous in the add-on. Now the blue-tailed skink. is not the blue-tongued skink, which we also have. This is the blue-tailed skink. It eats insects. And there we are. It's got a nice vibrant tail, stripy body. Cockatiel, little grey yellow head. You've probably seen them before, quite popular as pets, and you can tame them in Minecraft as well and have them sit on your shoulder like a parrot. Pufferfish has just been darkened slightly to a slightly more realistic colour, and this is the toadfish, if I am correct, is what it's called. The Australian pufferfish kind of things. Sea turtle is now brownish green, a bit more realistic, and the eyes have been rounded off, as that's the style of these creatures. Now let's get the next row. So we have the superb fairy wren. The male's got a lovely blue colour, female's more brown. Obviously the males use this to display. They're very small but also tameable, like the other flying birds. Blue-winged kookaburra. Sounds a bit different from the laughing kookaburra. But there we are, it's got a nice vibrant blue wing. Funnel web spider, this is one of the most dangerous spiders. It doesn't look very different to the others, but it is more poisonous. And well known, you'll know this one. If you know anything about Australian animals, you'll have heard of that. The galah is like a pink cockatoo. Tameable as well. It's got a nice white crest, pink body, quite an unusual colour scheme. Grey kangaroo. It is a grey kangaroo. No need to explain that. It hops along. There we are. Huntsman spider, also a dangerous one. All of these will attack players except the wolf spider. You might have heard of this if you know your dangerous animals. Koala, one of the fan favourites. There we are. It eats eucalyptus, but obviously that isn't a Minecraft tree. So I'll put it here in the acacia. Now this is probably the one I'm most proud of. I quite like the look of it. And hope you do too. Now the emu wren, similar to the fairy wren, but as you can see not as vibrant blue. Now the emu, not the emu wren but the emu, famous for being quite fast. So there we are. It's like an ostrich, just not an ostrich. And there we are, it's quite fast, just normally, but if you attack it, it will be even faster. Now let's go back, because in the chest we have the next set of creatures, and we'll just get rid of these ones. There we are, and open the chest. I'm just going to have to clear these from the inventory. Bear with me. I'm also going to show off the vehicles. We've got 6 vehicles if I'm correct. Let's just stock up the inventory. Maybe set time today. There we are. So, lowland copperhead, here we are, the first snake. Oh, the dingoes have made a kill. Now they can eat. So, copperhead. There we are. The snakes are toxic, some more toxic than others, but they'll all attack you. So stay away from them. They only attack you if you get near them though, just like an actual snake. They're not going to hunt you. It's more defense. Taipan, one of the most toxic. Blue-tongued skink, this is the more famous of the skinks. It's a bit bigger. If we give it an insect, it will actually open its mouth to eat, and you can see its blue tongue, but I'll leave that to you to figure out. Great white shark, again we're not near water, so sorry shark, but I'm going to have to spawn you. I think that's a young one. There we are, big one. One of the largest, it's a pale white colour. Goldian finch, now these have 3 different variants, a red head, black head, and orange head. Now these are tameable just like the other birds. Red kangaroo is like the grey kangaroo which we saw earlier, but it's red. More of a desert kangaroo or outback kangaroo. So you can find these in the vast outback expanses. Broad-headed snake, a bit darker, probably easier to see out on the sand. Toxic again. Now the first vehicle, ute, waste material, so it just carries material that's worthless, just basically red sand. And yeah, you can drive all the vehicles. Now Cymocelaps is another snake, stripy one. A bit bigger than some of the others, I think, a bit fatter. Sorry, snake. I'll get these ones. And then we're down to the final row after this. Lake Croning snake, black head, a bit bigger. Not as toxic as some of them, but it will still attack you. Superb lyrebird. This is a shy bird and isn't tameable, unfortunately. But the males display with these lovely feathers, and the females lack the feathers, obviously, because they don't need to display. Tasmanian devil, you might have seen this in one of the tour episodes. It killed my pet. But they're cute. They're cute but deadly. Now, mako shark, it's smaller, it's blue, it's got larger eyes. These are found with the other sharks, mostly deep ocean, but they might come up to the coasts, as you saw in last episode. Quite a few sharks came up. The young ones spawn in the swamps, that's where they keep safe. Duck-billed platypus, if you saw the latest tour episode you will have seen this. There's a lot of them you can find in the southwest and in Tasmania. Tiger quoll eats the frogs. They're cute, they've got spots, so not stripes. Don't know whether the babies might have stripes, but there we are. Bowerbird, the males, this dark blue. They're famous for getting blue items and building nests to display to the females. They've got nice purple eyes. They're shy, but they are tameable if you have seeds. Redback spider, smaller than some of the other spiders, but just as toxic, if not more, than some of them. It's a deadly spider and famous for being Australian, the Australian black widow. It goes by that name as well. Now, empty mining ute, this is like the one we saw before, but no material in the back. Now we're on to the final set. Got a few vehicles in here, so let's get started. Tiger shark. There we are. It is darker grey than the great white, but again it is very big. And the sharks will only attack in defense, as they do most of the time in real life. They don't normally hunt humans, and I want to do something for the conservation of sharks. They're not faring well because of us, so getting people scared of them won't help, so you know, they're neutral. Snake, this is a darker snake. Which one's this? Denisonia. And there's one snake which is deadlier than the others. We'll come to that in a minute. Dark ute, dark grey. You can find these at the dinosaur dig site in the map. Oceanic white tip. It's similar to the tiger and the great white, kind of an in-between grey, and it's got white tips, obviously. Parma wallaby, it's like a miniature kangaroo, quite cute. Dingoes will also hunt these though. Mining ute, this is the one which does have opal in it, opal ore, so there we are. Rideable just like all the others, or drivable, but it's ride in Minecraft, but you know, you can drive it. You can find all the red utes at the mining site. Light ute you start off with, they're in that garage right near the house. So these are the starter vehicles. Forestry ute, you can find these at the woodsman's hut, which you would have seen in our third episode of the tour. And finally, the most toxic snake, the desert death adder. It's more pale, blends in well in the desert or the outback. This is the most poisonous animal in this add-on, so stay well clear of them. And after a quarter of an hour, that brings us to the end of all these species. You've seen over 50 species and 6 vehicles. The shark's still there. Run out of breath, so I'd better leave before the sharks start to suffocate, get off this world and spare their pain. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you've bought the pack in the marketplace, I hope you enjoy that as well. That brings this episode to a close. We'll be back next week, possibly with Dinosaur Survival or possibly with another marketplace release, but we'll do less episodes on it, so we will get back to Dinosaur Survival as soon as possible.